I've lived in 5 different countries in Africa. I've lived in Malawi, Botswana, Zambia, Morocco, and Nigeria. I've also travelled extensively in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and Egypt. Never once in all my years of living or travelling on the African continent have I been mistreated in any way.
Hello, I am the Kenyan Beast and we are doing it the African way every day, every time. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for holding my hand. If you are a new subscriber, this is the place to be. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share my video. In this episode, I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna react on this video where a white man, he has visited Africa, like 5 countries in Africa, and each and every countries he has visited, he have been received well, good treatment, and everything. Let's watch this video, then we come back again. We talk about it.
I've lived in 5 different countries in Africa. I've lived in Malawi, Botswana, Zambia, Morocco, and Nigeria. I've also travelled extensively in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and Egypt. Never once in all my years of living or travelling on the African continent have I been mistreated in any way because of my ethnicity, because of my skin colour. And this is in spite of the fact that I come from a country who are guilty for some of the worst colonial crimes ever inflicted throughout human history. That's right, I was born in Great Britain. And without doubt, the British and the French committed the greatest atrocities across the continent of Africa. The Belgians have a good claim for the greatest atrocity in their treatment of the Congolese, but if one looks at it as an entity and the number of countries that were invaded by the British and French colonialists, one will see that they are the worst protagonists. Despite this, and despite the behavior of my ancestors, I have never been mistreated. In fact, I have been welcomed warmly in all of the countries I have lived in or visited. And when in Africa, I don't cocoon myself in some enclave dome which is inhabited by people who like to refer to themselves as expats. I hate that term. But no, I integrate as much as possible within local society. I will go to a shebeen. I will go to any compound and experience life as it is for people in the country where I am based. So whether that's in the village, whether it's in the township, whether it's in the local bar, I will integrate, I will mix, and I am always made welcome. Now contrast that with the way many Africans are treated when they choose to live in the United Kingdom or France or other parts of Europe. The difference is incredible. The everyday racism experienced by African people on the European continent is a crime against humanity. Now, there are different types of racism. The most obvious is the day-to-day experience that an African will have whilst living in parts of Europe. The name calling, the staring, the subtle discrimination. And for many Africans, they will just brush it off because it is so common that they just get used to it, sadly. Worse, though, is the institutional and structural racism that Africans have to abide with. The restrictions on their movements, the fact that most passports emulating from the African continent will only allow Africans to travel visa-free to a handful of countries. And most of those will be other African countries or countries in the Caribbean. And moreover, the difficulty that Africans have finding work in Europe is unimaginable. People who are qualified as doctors, accountants, lawyers, university lecturers, nurses, teachers do not have their qualifications and experiences recognized by most European countries. I know many people from Africa working in various parts of Europe as security guards or as care assistants when back home they had highly skilled professional jobs. But that experience is rarely recognized when they come to Europe unless they come as part of a transfer with an existing company. But if they come because they've migrated to Europe, their chances of accessing the sort of job which they are eminently capable of is slim. Now, if a black person was making this video, they would be quickly dismissed. They'd be dismissed as having an axe to grind or always trying to find problems. And again, that's part of racism. The fact that I can speak because of my white privilege means that I have a duty to do so, not because I'm married to an African woman or because I have many African friends, but because I like to think I'm a decent human being who appreciates the value in every person on our planet.
Welcome back. Now, this Muzungu has visited like 5 countries in Africa, that's being Malawi, Egypt, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. And each and every countries he has visited, the Muzungu has never experienced any kind of mistreat, any kind of, colorism, any kind of mistreatment. And he was shocked, like he come from the community of oppressors, the one who colonized Africa, and they did a lot of things to us. So basically, when you are moving around the people you think they are your enemies, you have to fear. Little did he know that we are not enemies. Yeah. Black people or Africans, we don't see them as enemies. But the white people, they see black people as enemies. I don't know. That's from my perspective. I know there is other Africans who see them as enemies, who have this enmity and everything. But in current generation, I'm talking about the current generation. A lot of Africans, they, not even current generation, from way back, they tend to respect the white people so much. They tend to think the white people are better, and that's where we are wrong. I'm not saying that when the Muzungu comes to Africa needs to be treated otherwise or as the way they did to us. But what I'm trying to say is that Africans, we are not evil. Let me use that name. Africans are not evil. I don't want to keep the similarities that we are not evils as as you or, but another thing is that Africans have this fear from way back that a Muzungu should be respected, and that's what is killing us every day. Africans has this fear in their mind and their heart about Muzungu, because if you think someone is better than you, you may think he has authority over you. You may think if you do something to him or her, you can be, it's very easy for a black man to believe that if he wrong a white man, he'll be brought down easily. Another thing why black people do not treat white people the same here in Africa is because Africans are the original people. From my perspective, we are the original. And I may say, and I'm open to any contradiction, that the Muzungu they are jealous of black people. The Muzungu is jealous of Africa and Africans, because Africans are the original people. We have a lot of resources. About 60% of resources in the world is from Africa. We have Congo. We have South Africa, where we have a lot of resources. So in one way or the other, someone cannot like you because he or she doesn't have what you have. If I don't have what you have and I feel like it's my thing, I need it, I need to have it, but I cannot access it, I will feel jealous to you. And I will start looking for ways where I can get that thing by force, by fire. That's how the Muzungu came in Africans, getting these things they can't afford by force. So, at my perspective, I'm happy this Muzungu is seeing it with his own eyes that Africans, we are far better from the evolic things. You know? But I am mad at Africans too, because we have belittled ourselves. We see we are not the best. We see we cannot do this. And as I was just talking to my friends like the other time, I was asking them, have you ever seen a Muzungu or a white man doing, this housework in a black man's house? Like a Muzungu coming from the US, coming to Africa to do, these house jobs, like the maid work? No. Even if you're a black man and you see a Muzungu working, asking you for job, you can be, but a black man working for a Muzungu, it's like normal. And this brings me back to the historic biblical history about the Israelites and Egyptians. When Israelites were in Egypt working there as slaves, the Egyptians were using them and treating them badly. But the Israelites did not retaliate. Except Moses. And we as Africans, we need our Moses too, to liberate us. So when Israelites were working in Egyptians' land, they did not retaliate. Egyptians were treating them badly. And even when they came out of that land, when the Egyptians went to, to the Israelite land, the Israelites did not treat them badly. So it's biblical at some point, it's spiritual and everything. And I tend to understand that if a black society or if African treat back a Muzungu the way they treated us, the world will not be a better place. If African or a black person will treat a white person the same way they treat us, the world will not be a better place. All in all, I love how Africans respond to this, because we know the history, we know everything that happened, but we tend to play low. But these two, playing low, it has made us Africans to be so poor. It has made African to be a third world country. It has made Africans not to believe to themselves. So I don't know. I don't know what will happen after this, but I want you to comment down there on the comment section what you think about this topic. What do you think about this Muzungu? This white man is he can't believe. He can't believe. I don't believe my eyes that Africans treat us very good, more than how they treated us. Tell me in the comment section what you think about this video. I am the Kenyan Beast, of course. Come with me. Let's roll the African way, and peace be with you.